understand by the word Oduduwa Nation? Then how did it started? Let me start with Mr. Olugbinru. Sir, how did this journey start, Oduduwa Nation?
Thank you very much, sir. It's a wonderful team being in this on this program this day. First and foremost, there is no way we can start this program without touching on some issues. That is, the essence of history, like I always say, is for us to know what happened in the past, relate it to what is happening presently, then we'll be able to project into what will happen in the future. Oduduwa, or Yoruba Nation, has been in existence even before the arrival of the colonial masters. Okay. And if you are a student of history, you must have read about Oyo Empire. We have the old Oyo Empire, and at a point we have the new Oyo Empire. So Oduduwa people have always been independent until a point when, the colonial masters came, and gradually got to a point where there was amalgamation, and then at a point agitation for Nigerian independence started again. So Oduduwa has been a nation from the word go. And if we were to talk about the origin of the agitation, then maybe
let's come back to that. Let's see if Mr. Oduduwa has something different from what he has said, sir.
Thank you.
Or you want to add to what he has said?
Thank you, Mr. Presenter.
Sir.
I just want to buttress what he said by going back into history too. You see, Oduduwa Nation has been a recurring decimal from time immemorial, right from the time of the creation of the nations that make up the Yorubas. You understand? We all know the history of Oduduwa, the son of Agbomeregun, how he came to be, how Oduduwa moved from the old dream into the present day Ife, and gave birth to 7 sons who now scattered to the whole world. What I would say further is simply this, that from day one, if you look at it historically, those who are called Oduduwa children have always been progressive minded. You understand? If you read your history very well, it has always been the Yorubas who championed the cause of progress in this West African sub-region, before, during, and after the colonial period. For example, the story of Samuel Ajayi Crowther is there. You understand? For example, the story of Madame Tinubu. You understand? How they agitated and fought for the emancipation of the Yoruba people. Through education, through wars, through everything. You understand? Even this entity, this contraption called Nigeria today, was the first person to agitate for it was the son of Oduduwa, Enahoro.
Oh, okay.
The late Enahoro of the Shekiru stock is of the Oduduwa origin.
Oh, okay. You are telling us that it's also from Oduduwa.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's
the Shekiris are Yorubas.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not, when you listen to the Shekiri man speaking, you will know that these people, their origin is Yoruba.
Okay.
You understand? And you see, there's a problem in the Niger Delta today. You get the point?
Okay.
The Ijos, the Urobos, the Isokos, and the Shekiri, they all inhabit one area.
Okay.
One area. But there is this problem they have in that the Shekiri man still sees himself first as a Yoruba man.
Oh, okay.
Before being a Niger Deltan. That is why they bear Yoruba name. They look towards the West for their ancestry. That's why when Awolowo, may he so rest in peace, when Awolowo was alive, he was always working in tandem with people of Ishekiri stock and the Niger Delta stock. So the children of Oduduwa has always been progressive minded, and where there is any time, where there is any situation where they believe that their progressive mindedness is being negatively affected, they come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is wonderful. It's something that history students must try to find out more about, because we don't have enough time on the set to discuss more. But the little we can say, I think it's wonderful, and I'm very grateful, gentlemen, for enlightening us on this.
Thank you very much.
Let's progress. Before this current one, do we have anything that that has been in history, that tells us about the agitation of Oduduwa Nation?
Thank you very much. Like Daddy have just mentioned, that the Yoruba people have always been progressively minded. That is, anything that will bring progress, that is where you will find a Yoruba man. They are not self-centered, and that's why if you look at the setting in Nigeria of today, you will definitely agree with me that the most liberal tribe in Nigeria are the Yorubas. Very accommodating, and that's why you see everybody coming to Lagos, they are coming and they are making their business without any form of molestation from anybody. Unlike some other places in Nigeria where you go, the moment they discover that you are making progress, you become enemy to the people there. Some of them are so hostile that they don't even accommodate strangers in their land. So, and that's come back to the issue of agitation for the Oduduwa Nation. The Oduduwa, like I have said, the Yoruba people have always been independent until we were amalgamated. Okay, by the time of amalgamation, the Yorubas would have objected and said, okay, we want to stay on our own. But because of the progressive mindedness of our people, they agree to the amalgamation stuff and say, okay, if we come together, there is beauty in coming together, and because there is strength in unity. And that is, so while others had ulterior motive concerning the issue of coming together, the Yorubas were just working assiduously to ensure that the aim of the nation is achieved. And I can, if we were to talk about the agitation for the Yoruba Nation or the Oduduwa Nation, yes, sometime in the past, when the issue of Nigerian independence was to come up, that is after the amalgamation, somebody came up and said, no, that look, we let Yoruba people be separate. We want our own separate independence. And coincidentally, that person happened to be a teacher. I think Adeniyi Osinowo. He was a teacher then. And he refused. He said, look, he started a one-man riot squad and protested that, look, and on what basis was this man arguing? He said, when they were calling for the Nigerian independence, when I read through the book, Travail of Democracy and the Rule of Law, written by Awolowo, I read it from that book. It was clearly stated that during the time of the struggle for Nigerians' independence, Awolowo actually called Anthony Enahoro. Said, when you get to the floor of the house tomorrow, move the motion for Nigerians' independence. Enahoro said, I am not, how will I defend it if it's not enough to just get up at the floor of the house and raise a point that I will not be able to defend. Baba Awolowo told him, he said, don't worry, leave the defense of it to me. I would just raise the motion, then I will take it up from there. And that is exactly what happened at the floor of the house. While everybody was, it took our people from the east a length of time before they could regain their stance and now understand what the Yoruba people are talking about. When I say Yoruba people are talking about, don't see Anthony Enaoro as a separate man from Yoruba land. The Shekiris are Yorubas. And if you can take the stock very accurately, you will remember that the last public outing Papa Awolowo had was a visit to Warri. That was the last official outing Baba had before he passed.
Visited the warning.
It transits to eternal glory. Because he said, what I'm celebrating now is the transition, the imminent transition to a greater beyond. And he went. So it's Shekiri that moved the motion. They are the Yorubas. And with that, our northern counterparts said, okay, this thing you are talking about, we are only representative of our people. There is no way, whatever we embark upon that will affect them, we must have discussed it with them before we come here. So let us go back and discuss it with our people, then we will come back to the round table again. So that is how it happened. So the Yorubas are progressively minded and they always agitate for something that is good.